clients. Then it all flip. Benzo flip on so I can pay your rent. Whole time trying to be down and got no friends. You say you found love in your diamonds, yeah. But they don't talk when it's silent. So you live it large, feel it like a
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Angela Lee Show. And I've got the amazing Emmanuel da Singer on this morning. Woo! Hey, we're going to have an amazing show this morning. So you're tuned in live to the Angela Lee Show. And we're streaming live on Facebook Live, StreamYard, also on my YouTube channel, Angela Lee, and also on ellensoulradio.com. So keep it locked.
Hey!
Woo! It's our entrepreneurial and business show this morning, and we're going to be talking about how we can live our passion. And we have this entrepreneurial recording artist, businessman on the show this morning. So fasten your seatbelts. Hey, so if you're just waking up, wake up this morning. Get out of your beds this morning. Get ready to do your positive affirmations with me this morning. You know how we do it on the show. Woo! And it's not too early, so stop moaning. Stop moaning. Get out of your bed this morning. It's the Angela Lee Show. Hey, so welcome this morning. Welcome this morning. It's the Angela Lee Show, and we are tuning in to our business and entrepreneurial show. And as I mentioned, we have an amazing brother on the show, the amazing Emanuel da Singer, and he is also a recording artist. He's an entrepreneur. He's an all-rounder here, multitasker. And as you know, as we always talk on our entrepreneurial shows, that we have to have multiple streams of income in order to survive in this world. I tell you, the days of just working one job, 9 to 5, is dead. No, it's no more. And so that's what we're talking about this morning. We're talking about how you should live your passion this morning. But as usual, we need to do our positive affirmations, don't we? To start our day. Because as you know, how we start our day, that's how it's going to be. All that energy, that positive energy that you put out, that's what's going to come back to you. And so if it's all positive, it's going to be a positive day. And if it's negative, then it's going to be a negative day, isn't it? So let's go. Wherever you are, if you're lying down in your bed this morning, you can do this lying down if you like, or you can sit up. And let's start our breathing, because you know how effective breathing is in terms of working that brain, in terms of getting us prepared for that positive energy. And so here we go. Deep breath in as we inhale in and out. Emmanuel's doing this with us. Deep breath.
Gotta do it.
And out. Okay, so here we go with our positive affirmations this morning. And all you need to do is to repeat it after me as we are saying it over the airways this morning. I am positive.
I am positive.
There you go. You can say it with Emmanuel. I am focused.
I am focused.
I am determined.
I am determined.
I am releasing self-doubt and make room for growth.
I am releasing self-doubt and make room for self-growth.
I am doing my best.
I am doing my best.
I am worthy of success coming my way.
I am worthy of success coming my way.
With passion, he's saying it. If there's something that I don't know, I'm smart enough to get help from someone who does know.
If there's something I don't know, I'm smart enough to get help from someone who does know.
Excellent. Today will be very good and a productive day.
Today will be good and a productive day.
I
Very
am
good.
proud of myself.
I'm proud of myself.
Every day, I am a step closer to reaching my goals.
Every day I'm a step closer to reaching my goals.
And we've got 2 more to go, everyone, as you're doing it with me this morning. I am making self-care a daily priority.
I am making self-care a daily priority.
Yeah. And last but not least, our positive affirmations this morning. Come on, everyone, let's do it together. I work hard.
I work hard.
But I also know when I need to take a break and relax.
But I also know that I need to take a break. When I need to take a break and relax.
Absolutely. That's going out to all the workaholics there that don't know how to set a timer to relax. And so that's our positive affirmations this morning. And so welcome to the show, Emanuel da Singer. Woo! Welcome to the show this morning. And Emmanuel, amazingly, I was actually drawn to your social media page when I heard you singing some real positive lyrics. And so why is singing and singing positive lyrics so important for you this morning?
Oh, this morning or generally?
Morning or per se. Why is it? Because, you have lots of recording artists and they sing a lot of lyrics. And sometimes these lyrics are really toxic. They're very negative. They're not actually empowering.
That's right.
But I was drawn to your positive lyrics. And so why is it important for you as a recording artist to put out some positive energy out there?
Well, first and foremost, let me just thank you for having me on your show.
You're more than welcome.
Mr. Angela Lee, and it's a pleasure being here today. Well, why do I feel it's important? Well, as a black man, as a black person living in a society where the odds are against us, we have to use all tools, as many means as possible to help lift us up, to get us out of the condition that we're in. So by any means necessary, as our brother Malcolm X used to say.
Yes.
So as a musician now, I first started out, making mainstream music the way that most artists do. Yeah. But as I, matured and I started to become more aware of my environment, I started to realize that we all have to do something.
Absolutely.
To cure this problem that we have. So I decided to, install positive lyrics and uplifting lyrics and lyrics that make you more aware.
Yes.
And lyrics that can teach you as well, that can feed the mind and the soul.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons why I felt upon myself. I mean, I see myself, I know I am just a blade of grass in a field, but nonetheless, I'm still relevant.
Absolutely, yes. And that's what drawn me to you. It was so unusual to find, an artist that is also political as well. I quite like that political aspect of your makeup. And I think that was very empowering to see that. That's what drew me to you. And I thought, we need this young man on the show. And particularly that I didn't even realize that you're also a businessman. And now we're going to talk about that later. Because as you know, this is our business and our entrepreneurial show. So we're going to talk about this later. And so for all those that are listening on the airways, on the ellensoulradio.com, or if you're listening on Facebook Live or on StreamYard, or also equally on my YouTube channel, Angela Lee, then if you want to send a message to Emanuel da Singer, then you've got the comment section. Any questions that you want to put to him, then just feel free and just give it to the brother. Give it to the brother. Yes. And so you started the industry about 15 years ago, and your first performance, I understand, was actually at a nightclub and you had center stage. You wanted to talk to us about that?
All right. Well, you see, the thing is, there was different chapters of my story.
Yeah.
I would say 15, maybe a bit more years ago, that was another chapter. But I actually, started being involved in music before that.
Okay.
On much smaller levels, but I would say where my career took off a bit more within the last 15 to about 20 years.
Okay. Are you one of the artists that used to sing in church?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really. Although I grew up in the church, my family, we were Catholic. I was brought up Catholic. But no, that's not where my music really began. My music began my lifestyle in the music business, I would say, started when I was about 16, 17.
Okay.
I'm in my 40s now.
Okay, you're looking good. You're looking good.
Yeah. Thank you. My friends around me, they were all professional musicians. 16, 17, 18, they were professional musicians. They were on tour and everything.
Such a tender age at 16.
Yeah, oh yeah. They were they were amazing artists, musicians. So I was around them, and I didn't know I could sing. I didn't know my love for music totally at the time. I just loved being around them.
Okay.
But then they exposed me to a lot of, that environment, and I started to realize this is where I need to be. And I realized I had a gift, because one of my friends said to me, Emmanuel, come. I want you to just record your voice here, because we're going to record a song, but I just need your voice because you've got a deeper voice. So we just need to just say a few words. And I said the few words, but I sang it. And the guy's name was Eric. And Eric said, hold on a minute, that sounds good. Can you do that again? And that's when I first realized, I think I can sing. I don't know if I can sing.
Wow, so you stumbled over your gift. You stumbled over your gift.
Yes, I stumbled into it, And
they do say that your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. They do say that, don't they? Hey.
Yes. So but then, there's so much that happened during that time. But the main thing is, you asked me about the Starlight. You said the club.
Yeah,
right?
no. So I was asking you. I know that you had to give a performance at a nightclub in West London.
That
was your very first.
Yeah.
So how was that? What age were you then when you had to do that performance?
That was around in my early 20s now.
Okay.
That was in my early 20s, where there was a DJ named Dave Morrison. He was quite popular in those days. And he, as a club goer, as friends of mine, we were all going to the clubs, and I loved to sing. So a friend of mine said to him, get Emmanuel on the stage, let him sing this song. And this was, do you know the song Jodeci? What was it? It went, take my money, my house and my car.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah,
you know that one.
Yeah.
So they said, get him up and let him sing it. So I sang it, and the crowd went mad. And
right, because I'm going to actually ask you to do an a cappella in the show, so you're not going to get away with it. So hey, so if you want to sing that one, whatever you want to sing, I know we had a chat. I know we had a chat at the beginning, so we know what we're going to be singing about. And I don't mind if it's a political to a point. You know where I'm going with that. But I think it would be lovely for you to do an a cappella, because I've seen you on social media, and I tell you, I will totally agree. You've got a gift, and you're absolutely talented. You've got a message to deliver. And that's why we've got this amazing Emanuel da Singer on the show today. And I just want to encourage you again, listeners, if you want to put any questions to the amazing Emanuel da Singer, then you know what you need to do. Just go onto our comments page and you can send him a message. Okay, and so I just want to play a little number of one of your songs, and it's called actually, it's called actually, is it Lava?
Lava for Them.
Lava for Them. And are you Jamaican or West Indian?
West Indian.
West Indian, okay.
Well, so, I like to call myself an original black man. But yeah,
Original black man. Okay, so it's called Lava Fidem. Now, my parents are West Indian too, so you know, Fidem is like a patwa, but you know, just
yeah.
get to know. And so I'm going to play a bit of that, and then we're going to come back and talk more with this amazing young man. So, hey, just wait a minute.
Mother Africa crying no more. No black dead body on the floor. War and destruction on earth, what for? Africa we claim as the first. Black was first on the earth. Brown, yellow, white outer. And then I only come at this father again. Tornadoes, tsunamis for them. Hurricane of fire for them. Volcano lava for them. Yo, back to the east that I'm calling. Yo, Mother Africa calling, she calling for you. They gonna listen, this and knowledge for you. The devil time gone, now it's all about you. Natural resource discovered in one country, they wanted to create a coup. So while the country is thrown into a civil war, that's happening.
Okay, that's an amazing, powerful song. I love it. And so, you know,
let me just point out that song is, just for those who will know, that's an instrumental that I'm singing over. So that is so I have to give kudos and give credit to P Diddy and Nas. That's the instrumental from their song. We have obviously the original versions of that, where it's my own version, where it's produced by a brother named Dark Joint. So that is our version, but that version you're listening to there, that's
their version.
The music there is not mine, so I have to.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay. I'm a fan of Nas. You know, he's quite political. I loved his old stuff that he used to do back in the 90s. So yeah, I've got a lot of time for him. And so, very political song.
Right.
And what's the message you want to convey?
Okay. I have been told that before. Yeah, you're quite political, Emmanuel.
And it's a good thing. It's not a negative. It's not.
I know. It's nothing wrong with that. But to be a little bit more accurate, I would say more of a freedom fighter.
Freedom fighter. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, because political, you know, that has a little bit of a negative connotation to it, to a degree.
I totally agree, particularly when you look at what's going on in Afghanistan. Yeah,
right. Whenever we say political, some people say, "Oh, politics." Oh, yeah. Full of lies and deceit.
That's like a dirty word, isn't it? That's like a dirty word, politics. Yeah. I agree. So freedom fighter.
I
freedom fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, because my mindset. You know, I it's not just in music, you know, where when it comes to helping my people, I actually, you know, I'm actually active, you know, and, you know, with my people. Like, I know you were going to ask me about my business, about the business that I run.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that later.
So in that, I actually teach in that environment. Excellent. Also. So that's why I say freedom fighter.
Freedom fighter, and it's so refreshing to actually you know, talk with someone that's actually not only talking the talk, but walking the walk. Because I get a bit exhausted and a bit tired of these keyboard warriors, and they they like to talk on the keyboard, and then you know, when the rubber meets the road for them to actually put their mouths where their money is, you can't find them.
Right.
You can't find these people. I know them so well. You can't find them. And so it's refreshing to talk to someone that's actually walking the walk. And so, you were a part of Starlight Crew. So tell us more about Starlight Crew.
Yeah, just briefly, Starlight Crew was a group that was formulated by, like, as I mentioned before, Dave Morrison. So credit to him. There was myself, a singer, dancers, and MCs. Now, you're familiar with So Solid Crew?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You're familiar with Heartless Crew, Pay As You Go,
Yeah. Yeah.
all those groups back in those days.
Yeah.
Now, we came up under that umbrella in
Okay.
that environment.
Yeah.
So there would be a DJ and he would
Mm-hmm.
come on stage, he would play his music, I will come on the stage and I would sing. I would
Yeah.
sing songs, change the lyrics of the songs to make it suit the event.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Naturally
like,
then.
let's say even down to small levels, like say it was your birthday on that
Yeah.
night and
Yeah.
you was in the audience. I would
Okay.
take the song, or the DJ would play a song, and I would put your name in the song, and
Okay.
I would sing to you or sing for you, or
And you can do this spontaneously, can you?
well, once you get used to something, you start to, I wouldn't say I was like a freestyler. I wouldn't
Okay.
say that. I would
Right.
say that I learnt the craft, and
Yeah.
I would just adapt it. So I would learn songs
Okay.
generally, but I would just put your name in it or put the event
Okay.
in it.
I'm going to give you an opportunity to put my name in a song that you're going to sing an a cappella to in a few minutes. So hey, I'm going to test your
Oh boy.
skills.
Oh man. Yeah, but that was back then. That was
Yeah.
then. You're talking about what? Oh God, about 15 years, maybe
So
more.
what are you saying then? You're saying that you can't do that now?
I'm cooking out.
Okay, but I want you to think about an a cappella that you can sing like later on in the show for us.
All right, okay, I can do
I think
that.
that will be brilliant. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Excellent, thank you. And so you separated from Starlight Crew in 2006. What happened there? You don't have to go into too much
Right.
detail.
Okay. Well, just briefly, what it was, the management at the time were trying to get us signed.
Okay.
Around that time to Island Records.
Oh right.
And we were getting very close.
Yeah.
But during that time, if you're familiar with the So Solid Crew and those groups around that time, there was a lot of bad press around So Solid at that time. Some of it was innocent, some of it wasn't necessarily their fault, and some of it, they had their reasons for what they did. But the point is, the record labels at the time started to drop any potential deals that were going to take place.
Okay.
So they, the management at the time decided, look, we're going to have to pull back because we want to make this deal with the record company, but they don't want to sign any groups like ours at the moment.
Oh right.
So some of the members in the group, got very disheartened and felt, what's the point, and all the rest of it. And it's just started to fizzle out. And but I didn't want to stop. I said, well, why should we stop? We can do this ourselves. We don't need them, know. And but anyway, there's so much more to that. But the point is, it fizzled out. I carried on going.
That's right. And so out of that chaos came Emanuel da Singer.
Yes, and then I joined a recording company called JPM Recordings.
Yes.
And JPM Recordings, we recorded an album and some EPs, and we started doing a lot of material at that time. And I started doing shows, and I was doing pretty well. And then then that company started to lose. The money started to run out. And certain things happened, and so then I went more solo.
Yeah, so things have changed somewhat in terms of the music industry, hasn't it? I mean, back in the day, I think I shared this with my Girls on Top group, and back in the day, I used to be a singer myself. Wow. I'm coming from gospel singing. I don't go to church anymore, but I used to sing like a gospel singer. I used to do a bit of jazz, and I remembered I was in this. Sorry?
I trained with a gospel choir.
Oh wow! Yeah. And I remember the day we were doing our tapes, and we were sending it out, and we couldn't get a lucky break, as it were, so we had to go and get a real job. So I do understand the industry, but it's now changed somewhat, and I know that you can resonate with this in terms of everything's all digital, and which explains why there was a dying thing in terms of even the vinyl. I know that the vinyl's coming back. But in terms of how accessible it is for people to actually access people's music, and download free music, which actually impact on how you can actually earn.
Yes.
Share
Yeah.
on that.
Right. Well, that's another reason why I felt it was really necessary to get my business off the ground, because a lot of the artists at the time were starting to lose money. Now, even though the real money is in touring anyway, because if you're signed to major record companies, you're not really going to make that money straight away. And there are a lot of dodgy dealings going on with that, but I won't go into them. But the main thing is, it didn't really affect me that majorly because, as I say, I set up a business and I was able to still do shows anyway and get paid for doing my shows. Because I'm more of a grassroots, I'm more of on a street level, and so it didn't necessarily negatively affect me. But I'm not necessarily heavily in social media right now. I mean, yes, I do have a Facebook account, I do have Instagram and all the rest of it, but I'm not in there like some artists are. You've got some artists, they're heavily out there on social media.
Absolutely, I know them well. Okay, and so let's play another tune. Let me see, what other tune have I got to play for you? I think I had it all here lined up. Yeah, Soul I Own. Let's listen to that.
Oh, that one,
I'm going to go halfway through it. Is that the right one?
That's one of them.
One of them.
There's two versions.
Okay. This is quite nice, isn't it? Like acoustic. We're talking with Emanuel da Singer on the Angela Lee Show, streaming on lmsoulradio.com, Facebook Live, and on my YouTube channel, Angela Lee. This is an amazing artist, amazing, powerful businessman.
I see my people dying all of the time, but not just on the streets, but the death of the mind. I reach out and I ask them, why them not hear the command of the Most High? Why does it have to be when a messenger dies? Do they stop and realize? Close my eyes and then prayed to the Most High and found my DNA. I stretched out to help, but they're miles away. Out there.
For any questions that you have to Emanuel da Singer this morning, any questions you have, put it to him. And we're going to share some links on how you can actually get his music later on in the show.
Then benefit from it today, did you know? That's why the soul I own.
That's an amazing song. And so do you want to share what does that mean? I mean, the soul I own.
Yeah. All right, that's obviously a very passionate song for me. It means a lot lyrically because it's basically dealing with the state of our people and the condition of our people. And that song, once the listeners, if they do get a chance to actually listen to it in its entirety, the first verse deals with our history. The second verse deals with the present day. And the third verse deals with the future and where we need to go. So, and obviously that song, the first time I ever performed that song, I had tears in my eyes because
I can imagine.
Because I knew what I was saying, but also my studies, because I'm a studier as well. I research and I love to.
Excellent. I like that too.
I love to gain knowledge. So in my plight of studying with regards to our history, yes, we have the slavery, and yes, we have all of the brutality and all the rest of it, but we also have a very beautiful history that's pre-slavery.
Absolutely, and I always have I'm an English teacher by profession as well, and I always have disgruntlement in terms of the curriculum, and particularly when they start to talk about Black History Month, how limited it is for that October, which I detest. But however, how they always start it at the point of slavery. And we existed pre-slavery, and we had, as you mentioned, a colourful, rich history.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
So I
that's
totally
right.
agree.
So
Yeah.
in that song, I wanted to express that. Now there is a second version to that song now, where it goes into what I like to call, the hereafter of the Soleil. Right.
Yeah.
So the Soleil deals with, like as I mentioned before, the past, the present, and the future. But then the second version, Soleil 2, actually deals with our future and where we. And I've taken on the persona of, how you mentioned before, how you have your your idea of that positive thinking, that positive mindset, and I am beautiful, I am great, and I am this.
Yeah.
Right. Well, the Soleil 2 takes on the mindset of us in that lifestyle now, where we are living in the state of mind where things are the way they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. In the
Soleil.
future. That's amazing. That's powerful. You need to send that to me.
Right.
So we can
Okay, I'll
play
send
that
it.
maybe. Yeah. Fantastic. And so you're a businessman, you're an entrepreneur, and you mentioned that whilst you were doing your music, and particularly as an independent artist, you were still able to produce music, etc., because you have your own business. So your business is actually a performing art business for young people. And do you want to tell us more about that? I'm excited.
Okay, the performing arts business. When I was during the time of the Starlight Group, the Starlight Crew, we were working nights, obviously, because we're on tour. We went everywhere. I mean, the group went around the world, actually.
Yeah.
But in the days, I had free. So sometimes I was in the studio, but I love children. I love being around children, right? Young people. Because I'm a big heart. I'm a child at heart, anyway.
Me too. I've been told off many times.
So what it was is, there's so much detail to that, but the short of it is that I had some friends that were working in youth clubs.
Okay.
And I wanted to give back. I wanted to do something for our people. So
Brilliant.
one of the guys actually got me in working with some young people in youth care and youth work.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get more into it. Because I knew that I could do something. I could give back. I can help these guys, because some of them were in coming from backgrounds where they're poverty stricken and what have you. So I wanted to do something because I was earning money. So I thought, well, I've got the freedom to actually do things. So let me help. So anyway, so fast forward now.
How commendable for you to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So fast forward, I decided to, now you can't make a lot of money in that business necessarily. Well, you can make money, but you can't get rich off of it. Even though I wasn't trying to get rich, but I wanted to become majorly independent. When Starlight went down and the JPM recording started to lose money and all the rest of it, I realized I have to make money now on my own. So I thought, well, why not set up a business working in an environment that I love being in anyway.
Excellent. So you're a natural entrepreneur, aren't you? A natural entrepreneur, because not everyone would think like that. You have to have an entrepreneurial mindset to think sort of outside the box, in the unknown, and take that calculated risk. So you are a natural entrepreneur. That's where I will put you in that category.
You know what? When I was 11 years old, right, I wanted a coat, right? There was this particular coat that I saw in the shop window, and I said, I want that coat. Now, my mother never had that much money, so I couldn't just say, Mum, I want this, and I want that, I want this. So I said, well, how can I get that coat? So I tried to come up with different ways to make. I got a paper round. What else did I started washing cars. I would knock on people's doors.
Entrepreneur, hustler.
and I got the coat.
There you go. You do whatever's required. I like that, because I'm like-minded. You know, we have to put our hand to the wheel, and get that wheel turning. You know, especially in a society where we're living in now, where things have changed somewhat. We have to have multiple income streams. There's no 9-to-5 job security anymore, particularly during COVID. That actually changed people's life plan, where lots of people were made redundant, lots of people lost their jobs. People actually took that sort of, COVID period, although we can argue and say it was actually quite negative, but however, in every negative situation, there is an opportunity. And lots of people started to upskill themselves, and they decided to do that passionate job or that passionate thing that they always wanted to do.
Right.
I have a colleague that's on the Girls on Top panel, and she was actually working for the government for, I think it was actually, is it 28 or 30 years, which is a considerably long time. And she actually resigned during COVID, and she's now going to be doing her own business. So that's remarkable. And so, yeah, I understand exactly what you're saying. And so would you then say, obviously you have the JPM were struggling with their finances, and so you had to think of a way of how you can sustain your passion, didn't you?
That's right. And that's why. So what I did was, because a lot of people would say things like, yeah, but I can't do that, and how am I going to do that? Where do I go? What do I do? So what I did was, I teamed up with like-minded people who
excellent. I love that.
Yeah, who was already in that environment.
Yeah.
And I said, well, look, I will help you. I just want to be in this environment. You don't have to pay me. Just tell me what to do and I'll help you.
So basically, you were volunteering.
Right. I volunteered.
So you volunteered. Yeah.
That's correct. I volunteered myself. So about 6 months I volunteered.
Wow.
And I helped. And the company at the time that I was volunteering for said, look, this guy is great. We got to employ him. They employed me, and then I did a couple years with them. So I gained the experience, I gained the knowledge. I started to, meet up with many of the people in the community who was in that environment, the parents.
Well, I just want to interject and stop there. Powerful message that you're actually propagating out there. And what it is, we talk a lot about that on our show. And so what you did basically, we're going to chunk down a bit for the listeners, and particularly those who are actually perhaps struggling right now, or in a stopgap, and you're thinking about, oh, what am I going to do with my life? Things have changed somewhat, and as we know, there's been a tremendous lot of changes in terms of the COVID pandemic, and I know that restrictions are now lifted. However, it's going to take a while for us to actually get to that, that point that we were initially, and so you actually volunteered your services. And I know that, particularly because I'm a teaching practitioner, and sometimes we actually align young people in terms of having apprenticeships or work experience, depending on what field they want to go into. But even as adults, we find ourselves in a situation where we want to get experience in that particular field. And Emanuel da Singer actually put himself out there, which is what we have to do. And, we probably don't have to, we have to sort of take the risk of not actually getting paid. And in fact, what we're doing in hindsight is we're actually investing in ourselves.
Right.
And so lots of things doesn't have to be monetary, because
that's correct.
We're investing in ourselves, aren't we?
That's correct. That's exactly what I did. And then obviously by doing that, you gain so much because obviously your heart has to be in the right place, and people can see that you are genuine if you are genuine.
Oh yes, they can see.
And the parents at the time, and all the local community at the time, they started to see where I was coming from, what kind of person I was. Yeah. So when I left the company at that time, I won't mention the name of the company, but when I left the company, and on good terms, by the way,
good.
I decided I can set up my own. And many of the members of the community at the time, they realized, well, hang on, where's he gone? He's not with the company anymore. Where's he gone? And I was setting mine up over there. Many of the clients from the other company, they decided to follow me.
Excellent.
I never told them to come to me.
Amazing. I'm a law of attraction person.
Yes,
yeah?
the secret.
I'm so into that. Yeah. And one of the things you've said, I just want to backtrack a bit, was that when you put yourself out there, you found yourself collaborating and aligning with like-minded people. And that's what it is for, when you put yourself out there and you set out your intentions of what you want to actually achieve, the universe actually collaborates with you and he actually draws in like a magnet these people that you need to work with, which is what actually happened with Emmanuel da Singer. And so if you're out there and you're struggling, you're thinking, you know what, I don't know whether I can take a risk. I don't know what to do. I've always told you on my show, especially the business on the entrepreneur show, is that, you know, and we talked about goal setting at the beginning of the year. And so we got to set your intentions out there. Set your intentions. And not only set your intentions, just like Emmanuel da Singer did, he took action on those intentions. I mean, I know lots of Christian folk or faith folk would say, faith without works is dead.
That's correct. That's correct. And you know what? You mentioned the law of attraction. I read that as well. And that's one of the things, that was one of my foundations for propelling me forward. You know, the like-minded, you are what you attract, or you put out. Whatever you put out will come to you.
Well, absolutely.
And I had a lot of positive energy. I wanted to help. I wanted to do this. I wanted to do that. And the people around me at the time could see that I really was serious about this, and they started to align themselves up with me, because they would mention, we've got this brother named Emmanuel. You need to work with him. He can do this. He can do that. So they would team up with me. Before you knew it, I had so much help. I had people coming out of the woodworks helping me.
Laws of attraction.
Yeah, the law of attraction is very real.
Yeah, it's like magic, isn't it? It's magnetic. It really is. It's like magic. And I think it's quite similar with the fact that I was on social media, and I'm on social media, you know, doing my business, etc. And it's only certain people that I'm drawn to, and particularly people that are like-minded. And so it's not a wonder why we're here today talking with the amazing Emmanuel da Singer, because he's actually like-minded in terms of, you know, where we are at in terms of the show, and what we actually, the message that we actually put out in terms of the laws of attraction. And so you started your amazing business after volunteering and putting your intentions out and putting your hand to the wheel, as it were, not only just expecting something to just put to fall on your lap. You actually did the hard grind. And so now you work with a collection of young people, both primary and secondary. Do you want to talk us through what you're doing with young people?
All right. Now, because of the lockdown situation, obviously that, you know, that affected the business, you know, on a major level, as it has done with many people around the planet. And obviously, so it's put a lot of obstacles in the way for the business. The business is called YPA, by the way, Young Performing Arts.
Okay, YPA.
YPA, Young Performing Arts.
Excellent.
So that obviously had put a lot of, it really messed us up. But, you know, we're slowly bouncing back. I mean, businesses are starting to come back. I think it can still work. I'm hoping it will. I have faith and positive mindset that it will be all right. In, you know,
were you not able, because I know that with teaching as well, you know, as a teaching practitioner, we were, you know, highly impacted with COVID as well, and so a lot of us had to sort of revolve around remote working, online, digitally, etc. In your business, was there not something that you could actually do virtually with young people, do you think? Or
well, I mean, that's still an option. For me right now, I'm a hands-on type guy generally. You know, the technical aspect, online type of aspect, I'm not there yet with all of it. So I mean, I do have clients. There's one particular client in particular who's trying to get me to do vocal training with his daughter online. So I mean, there are options there, and I can do that. But to sustain it as a business, where you can make, you know, a reasonable income from it, I don't know how well or how feasible that can be at this
That
point.
could be. I think, I think with business, and particularly with the changing world that we're looking at, it's so important that we become more flexible. Yeah. And because you're a creative young man, you're an artist, you're an entrepreneur, sort of think outside the box and perhaps do do two things, as it were, do the hands-on and do things. I think it's something that can be done. And so how have you managed to survive COVID then? I mean, lots of businesses have been impacted. How have you managed to do that?
Well, because I've still been able to keep the business going, but just at a minimal level.
Okay.
So what I was doing, it was obviously there was the lockdown period where we couldn't do anything practically.
Yeah.
Then when things started to open back up again, I was able to still get some of the clients, to send their young ones to me, but we would take them out. We would go on trips.
Excellent. So you're out in the fresh air anyway.
Out in the fresh air, out in the sun, and we would do things like that. So that's why I was able to still do. So I was still able to keep the business going.
Excellent.
And obviously, the next thing is now though is what's September? Well, how's that going to be? So
we don't know what that's going to look like, do we? Yeah,
we don't know.
And so again, I think as an entrepreneur and as a creative person, I'm sure you're not going to wait till September. You're already looking at what you can do.
Yes.
Excellent,
I have ways.
And that's why we have to be. And so let's go back to your music. And we talked about this business setting. Actually, before we start talking about music, do you want to also give the website address for if anyone wants to get in touch with you in terms of your business activities, if they've got any young people? And let's sort of talk a bit more about what do you do with these young people, because we didn't actually touch on that, did we?
All right. So the business is Young Performing Arts, YPA. Young Performing Arts. You can go at ypaclub.com.
Okay.
For the business, ypaclub.com. With my singing and my music and all the rest of it, that's Emmanuel da Singer. So you Facebook, at Emmanuel da Singer, Instagram at Emmanuel da Singer. I'm on YouTube, but not so much. I mean, other people have put stuff up on me on YouTube, so you can see me on YouTube. But what do I actually do with the children? Right. Well, with the young people now, I teach them music. I teach them singing. I teach them, piano. I teach them, and also what we did was we hired in dancers, professional dancers, and musicians, guitarists, and what have you, and they would teach the young people.
Because I know that industry, the creative industry, has really been impacted enormously in terms of COVID-19. So it's really good that you're able to do something outside of that. Okay, so you teach dance and music,
dance, music, drama. We've done many drama sessions.
Okay, excellent.
But I also install positive mindset, a positive thinking. I teach them history. I teach them about their culture with regards to Black people. But we have multicultural students. We have obviously Caucasians, but we have Indians as well, Bengalis, and in the business as well. So what I did was I would teach the Asian community or the Indian community about Gandhi.
Excellent.
I would teach, so all of the whatever their background, I would teach them a little bit more about their history.
Yeah, excellent.
Obviously, if I didn't know much about a particular individual, I would study him. I would study it.
Research it. Yes, excellent. That is amazing. And so, any new projects? Okay, so we're looking for September. Any new projects in terms of your music? Because I know that you do R&B and reggae, and I'm sure you do a bit of jazz because you're going to sing for us in a minute. Any projects and new albums and singles you're working on at all?
Right. The project that I'm on at the moment is a project called Them Mash Up the World. Mash Up the World. Right. Obviously, that's a reggae thing. And that one is the one that I'm dealing with at the moment because it's dealing with, as you mentioned before, it's on a political level, but it's dealing with the climate that we're in. Now, many of us are struggling. And there is an ongoing struggle of the minds at the moment, a battle of the minds
Oh, yes.
within the community. Some people are for what's going on, and some people are against what's going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So what I did was I took the position of somebody who is, you know, not happy with the situation. I never specifically said this is what I'm doing or this is what I'm not going to do, but I took the position of someone who is, you know, being forced to do something that I'm not happy with. So the song is called "Them Mash Up the World," but it deals with I won't mention certain names because I know with Facebook, you know, you can't say certain things before they start coming after you. But that song is what I'm dealing with at the moment. So I would say to anybody who is interested in you know, in that particular subject to look up the song "Them Mash Up the World" by Emmanuel da Singer on Facebook. So just look for it on Facebook.
Yeah, and you'll see it. Yeah, and you'll see it there. Okay, so I want you to prepare yourself. I'm going to give you 2 minutes, Emmanuel da Singer, to do an a cappella for us.
Okay.
And, you know, to the listeners, any questions that you want to put to Emmanuel da Singer, then even after the show, you can, you know, feel free to do so. And also go on his website, ypaclub.com, for any activities that you want to do with young people. You could actually find him there. And also in terms of his singing, Emmanuel da Singer on Facebook and on Instagram. And you can still find him on YouTube as well. And so he's preparing to do an a cappella for us before we end the show. I've had such an amazing, inspiring time with this man. I'm going to have him back on the show. Oh yeah, it's been so inspiring, and I now know what the universe was doing when they told me to have this person on your show. I know what the universe was doing because he's aligned with the laws of attraction. Whatever we put out is what we're going to get back. And so Emmanuel da Singer, a cappella, come true.
Okay. So let me just say, this is an a cappella that I would tend to do at the beginning of a show generally. And it is a means of prayer. It is a way of saying thank you.
Oh, that's good.
So this is for the reggae artists. This is for the reggae lovers, especially Luciano. So credit to Luciano.
Okay, I love him too. Yeah.
Okay. Glory, hallelujah. Bless my soul, O Jah, the Most High God. Glory be to the Most High God. Hallowed be thy name. King of kings and Lord of lords, worthy to be praised. Well, I'll ascribe to you dominion, power, and reign throughout the years and years to come. You'll always be the same. It's me again, Jah, as I fall on my knees to pray. Emmanuel is me, so bless my soul, I plead. It's me again, Allah, as I fall on my knees to pray. Emmanuel is me, so bless my soul, I plead.
Plop, 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 plop. That is amazing. Amazing. Emmanuel, I just want to say thank you for joining me on the show.
No problem. No problem.
So inspired by you. You're an amazing young man, an amazing role model in the community, I would say. Oh my God, we need more of Emmanuels, don't we, in the community? So thank you for joining me today. Have a blessed week. And I will be in touch with you. You know, we're going to be chatting soon. And so, listeners, if you've enjoyed the show, let us know. And you still have an opportunity to send any questions to Emmanuel after, you know, the show. Feel free. And you're going to see me again on Sunday between the hours of 9 and 11 on the Spiritual and Wellbeing Show. So I'll see you tomorrow. Be good to yourself. And remember, keep it all positive. See you later. Thank you, Emmanuel.